Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Vicky. Today I've decided to film a class in the park, seeing as it's a lovely sunny day.
It's a beautiful day!
So the class today is going to be a really stretchy one with a little bit of strength involved as well. Feel free to press pause while you get yourself set up and I'll see you on the mat. Firstly, I just want to say that I haven't used any props in this class, but it might be worth having a strap nearby for the following poses, although this is not essential. Let's start in a reclined butterfly. Make your way onto your back, soles of the feet together, and let the knees drop out to the sides. Reach your arms up overhead, keep a bend in your elbows to allow your arms and back muscles to relax. Close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. Take this moment to arrive into your practice today, not only physically but mentally as well, being totally aware of your body, mind and breath. Try not to get distracted by thoughts and feelings that pop up, just let them come and go like clouds drifting across the sky. Use your breath to keep you anchored here in the present moment. Taking full yogic breaths, just breathe in through the nose. Notice on the inhale your belly, then chest, then collarbones rise up. And on the exhale, collarbones, chest, then belly sinks down. We inhale, belly, chest, collarbones. Exhale, collarbones, chest, belly. Keep breathing just like this, trying to fill your lungs with fresh air on every breath. Really slowly bring the knees together, and you might need to use your hands to help you to do this. Making our way into reclined pigeon, place the right ankle just above the left knee, moving the right knee away from the chest, lift the left foot off the floor and bring the legs towards the chest, holding on to the left thigh. Try to keep the shoulders and head relaxed down on the mat rather than scrunching into a ball. You can always take a strap around the leg if you can't reach. Release the hands, left foot comes to the floor, and then we're going to straighten our right leg using the hands to pull gently to give a stretch to the hamstrings. Make circles with your ankles, doing about 4 in one direction and about 4 in the other. It's fine to have a bend in your knee if you need it. Normally we're a little bit stiff at the start of the class, so just be gentle with yourself. Point the toes up, feel the stretch in the front of the leg, and then point the toes down. Feeling the stretch in the back of the leg. Do this again, just noticing how the stretch changes. Straighten out your left leg, keeping the leg down on the mat. And then point the toes on both feet. And then flex both of the feet. Engage your core muscles, release the hands down and try and keep the legs exactly the same. Lift the left leg about 5 inches or so off the floor, staying engaged, and then point the toes. We're going to switch the legs over 8 times, so take an inhale, and as you exhale, switch the legs. Inhale to hold, exhale to switch. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Keep this going, working with your own breath. Don't let the heel touch the floor, keep it lifted. Just one more on each side. Well done. Lower the left leg down, right knee comes in towards the chest, clasp the hands over the shin and pull down gently, feeling a stretch in the front of the right hip. Make small movements to the right, and then a small movement to the left. Half happy baby. Holding the big toe with the first 2 fingers of the right hand, try to have the sole of the foot facing the sky and the knee coming down towards the armpit. If this isn't happening for you, then try it with a strap around the foot. Keep the left bum cheek firmly on the mat, maybe placing the left hand over the left hip to encourage this not to lift. Release the foot, moving into a spinal twist. Bring the left knee above the left hip, right arm goes out to the side, left hand guides the right knee over to the left. Try to bring it towards the floor, but if the right shoulder lifts, then you've gone a little bit too far. Try shifting your shoulders slightly left to keep the spine in a nice straight line. Slowly lift your knee back up and then place the foot down. Heels come in a little bit closer to your bum so that the ankles are directly below the knees. Keep the feet hip width apart with the palms facing down next to your body. Press into the heels, engage the glutes and slowly lift into bridge pose. Holding it here for a few breaths. Bring it down nice and slowly. Let's move on to the other side, starting with reclined pigeon. Place the left ankle just above the right knee, moving the left knee away from the chest. Lift the right foot off the floor and bring the legs towards the chest, holding on to the right thigh. Try to keep the shoulders in the head, relax down onto the mat, no scrunching up. Remember to use a strap around the leg if you can't reach. Release the hands, bring the right foot to the floor and then straighten the left leg. Use the hands to pull gently on the leg to give a stretch to the hamstring. And then take those circles with the ankle, doing about 4 in one direction and about 4 in the other. Point the toes up, feel the stretch in the front of the leg, and then point the toes down, feeling the stretch in the back of the leg. Do this again, just noticing how the stretch changes. Straighten out your right leg, keep it touching down on the mat. And then point the toes on both feet, and then flex both of the feet. Engage your core muscles, release the hands down and try and keep the legs exactly the same. Lift the right leg about 5 inches or so off the floor, staying engaged and then point the toes. We're going to switch the legs over 8 times, so take an inhale and as you exhale, switch the legs. Inhale to hold, exhale to switch. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Keep this going, working with your own breath. Don't let the heel touch the floor, keep it lifted. Just one more on each side. Awesome, now lower the right leg down, left knee comes into the chest, clasp the hands over the shin and pull down gently. Making that small movement out to the left. And to the right. Coming into half happy baby, holding on to the big toe of the left foot with the first 2 fingers of the left hand, trying to have the sole of the foot facing up to the sky and bringing the knee down towards the armpit. Again, if this just isn't working for you, then you can take a strap around the foot. Such a nice pose to gently open up the hips. You can keep your eyes closed as much as you like throughout the class. This is a great way to help you to focus and stay connected and not distracted on what's going on around you. Release the foot, moving into that spinal twist again. Bring the right knee above the right hip, left arm goes out to the side, right hand guides the left knee over to the right. Try to bring it towards the floor, but if the left shoulder lifts, you've gone a little bit too far. Try shifting your shoulders slightly to the right to keep the spine in a nice straight line. Remember to always breathe, never hold your breath. Slowly lift the knee back up. Bring the knees up towards the chest, clasp the hands over the shins and just give yourself a little hug. Maybe rocking a little bit from side to side to give the lower back area a little massage. Placing the foot down and then bringing the heels in a little bit closer to your bum. Engage the legs, engage the glutes, and slowly lift up into that bridge pose again. This time, see if you can clasp the hands underneath the body and start moving the shoulders in towards each other. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the chest up. Keep lifting the hips up as well. And if this is easy, then maybe move on to the toes, so lifting the heels off the ground, pressing the whole of the front of the body up towards the sky. Hold it here for a few breaths. And then come down nice and slowly. Let's take a full body stretch, let the legs straighten out and reach the arms up overhead, pointing the fingers and toes, making the body as long as possible. And then bring the hands back down to the sides of the body, bring the heels in towards the bum for single leg bridge. Right leg extends up to the sky, press into the left heel, lift the hips up. Inhale, and as you exhale, send the hips back down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. Really squeezing the glutes. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. This time, bring your right knee in line with your left. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the hips up. Keep those knees in line. Keep the leg nice and straight. Breathe. Take one more breath. Exhale, down. Well done. Let's go straight to the other side for those single leg bridges. Left leg lifts up. Press into the right heel to lift the hips up. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift it up. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. And then bring the left knee in line with the right. Point the toes and then slowly lift the hips up. Keeping that leg nice and straight. Squeeze, keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Well done. Lifting up to seated, you can create a rocking motion by bringing the knees in towards the chest and then sending them away and rocking several times until we get to that seated position. If this isn't comfortable for your spine, then just get up any way that suits you. Coming straight over into a tabletop position with the wrists below shoulders, knees below hips for cat and cow. Inhale, look up, belly drops down. Exhale, chin tucks under as the spine rounds up to the sky. Inhale, belly drops, look up. Exhale, spine lifting up. Inhale, chest and tailbone lifting up. Exhale, press the earth away, lift belly button up towards spine. Take 2 more rounds with the flow of your own breath. Meeting in a neutral tabletop. Inhale, as you exhale, I want you to look over towards your right hip, moving the hip slightly right. Inhale, center. Exhale, look to the left hip, moving hips slightly left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left, and then come back to that neutral tabletop again. Combining those two together to make circles with the head and hips. Inhale for cow, look right. Exhale for cat, look left. Then keep making circles in this direction. If it's too much syncing the breath as well, then just focus on the movements. Take one more in this direction. And let's switch. Inhale for cow, look left. Exhale for cat, look right. Keep making the circles again in this direction. Trying to sync the breath, but don't worry if you can't. Take one more circle. And then sitting the bum back to the heels for a child's pose. Placing the forehead down on the mat, extending the arms in front, and just close your eyes. Take this opportunity to recenter yourself, noticing how your body is feeling today, where your mind is at. Are you staying present, or are your thoughts jumping from one place to the next? Use your awareness of breath to keep you anchored here in the present moment. Lift into tabletop position, lower your chest onto the mat in between the hands, keeping the elbows in and the sit bones lifted, just looking forward. Then slide your chest forwards so the hips come down, untuck your toes and slide your hands forwards again into Sphinx pose, bringing the elbows directly below the shoulders. Press the hips gently into the mat, looking forward. Extend your arms forwards, bringing you flat to the ground. On an inhale, you're going to lift your right arm and left leg. As you exhale, come back down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. And just keep alternating these movements with your own breath. Engage the glutes and back muscles, point the toes and fingers. On your next inhale, both arms and legs will lift together, taking 5 of these variations of locust pose. If it becomes too much, go back to the singles at any time. Stay with your breath, really squeeze and lift up, pointing fingers and toes away. Bring the hands next to the chest, elbows in, tucking toes and then lifting hips all the way up into downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers wide, really sending those sit bones up to the sky. Take your dog for a little walk if you'd like, just bending into one knee at a time. Pressing both heels down and just really thinking about pressing the chest towards the thighs, lower belly hugging in. And it's okay to have a bend in your knees, just think about lifting the hips up. Bend generously into your knees and then send the right leg over the back of the left until the foot is set down next to the left foot. Let the hips just drop slightly over to the left, trying to keep the shoulders the same. And this is one of my favourite ways to stretch out the side of the body. Step it back into downward dog and then bend the knees for the other side, sending the left leg this time over the right leg and bringing the foot next to the right foot, letting the hips drop just slightly over to the right, trying to keep the shoulders the same, feeling that lovely stretch down the side of the body. Stepping it back into downward dog and then walking the feet slowly up towards the hands, bringing it into a ragdoll fold, bending into the knees and just letting the belly and chest come towards thighs, grabbing a hold of opposite elbows and just letting the upper body dangle over the top of the legs. Feel free to make small movements side to side, maybe swaying, rocking a little bit, feeling the spine decompress with each little movement. Let the hands drop down and then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we're going to roll all the way up to stand, reaching the arms up to the sky and then bringing the hands into prayer. Let's go for some half sun salutations. Hands by your sides for mountain pose. Inhale to reach the arms up. And as you exhale, come into a forward fold, but put a bend in your knees. So it's really similar to the ragdoll fold. We want to open up the hamstrings nice and gently. Inhale for halfway lift, fingertips on shins or palms on thighs. Spine is totally straight, sit bones are pointing back. On your next exhale, come back to that forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Again, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe straightening the legs a little more this time. On your next inhale, halfway lift, straightening out the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands in prayer. Last time, syncing the breath with the movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Bring the feet together, big toes touching, heels slightly apart, and then raise the arms up as we sink into chair pose, bending the knees and sending the hips back. Pressing the legs together so they're working as one. Try not to arch your lower back. Bring the hands into prayer, and then hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee for a twist, sinking the hips a little deeper, pressing with the elbow to create more twist. Keep your knees together. For a challenge, try opening out the arms so that the right fingers touch the floor and the left arm reaches to the sky, looking up if you can. Hands come back into prayer, unhook the elbow and return to chair pose. Straightening up, and let's repeat on the other side. Arms reach up, sink the hips back into chair pose. Knees are touching, and we've got a slight tuck of our tailbone to prevent our back from arching. Hands come into prayer, hooking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee this time, sinking the hips a little deeper for that twist. Right elbow is pointing up to the sky, left elbow is pressing into the leg to get a deeper twist. If you want to take it further again, open out the arms so the left fingers touch the floor and the right arm reaches to the sky, looking up if you can. Hands come back into prayer, unhook the elbow and return to chair pose. Only here for a second, then straighten up, bringing the hands into prayer. Take the feet hip distance apart and turn the toes out about 45 degrees or so, lowering down into a yogi squat, knees following the direction of the toes. Hands are in prayer, with the elbows pressing gently to the inner thighs to create a nice opening of the hips. Heels don't need to be touching the mat, but you can always press pause, get a rolled up towel and place it underneath the heels to help stabilise yourself. Release the arms and sit back, straightening out your legs. Take your right foot over the left leg, bringing the heel close to you. Left arm hugs the leg towards, right hand goes behind you. Inhale to find length in your spine, exhale to twist and look behind. Stay here for a few breaths, finding length on inhales and twist on exhales. Slowly come back to centre and bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of the left thigh, right knee coming out to the side. Inhale to reach the arms up and exhale to fold over that left leg, maybe holding the foot if you can. Lift the chest up and bend into your left leg, holding onto the bottom of the foot and straightening up the leg into the air, keeping the spine straight and tall. If this is too much, you can either bend the knee, use a strap or simply hold lower down on the leg. Release the right hand behind you, gazing behind, really opening out the chest, finding balance here. Then coming into a twist, right hand holds onto the foot, left arm reaches back, breathing deeply. Remembering to not round the back, keeping it tall and straight. Bring the left hand back to the foot and bend the knee and release it down to the mat, giving it a little shake off. Bend the left leg, sending the foot out to the right, and bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Right hand goes behind you, left arm swoops up and back as the hips lift up off the mat for a variation of Wild Thing. A little less intense on the wrists, but just as delightful for the hips and the side body. Send the hips back down, moving into pigeon pose. Right leg stays bent, left leg straightens out, sending it behind so that the hips are nice and square to the ground. Find that angle with the right knee so that it is pain-free and we feel a deep stretch in the glute. Walk the hands towards the body and look up for a little back bend. Then walk them forwards, lowering all the way down, bringing the forehead onto the mat and reaching the arms away. If this isn't working for you, go check out my beginners class where I give more explanations and alternatives for each pose. Take deep breaths, feel the tension release. Walk the hands back towards the body, lifting up, option to stay here, or bend into your left leg and using your left hand, see if you can bring your heel towards your glute. Don't push too hard on yourself, this is quite a strong hip and quad stretch. Release the foot, plant the hands and make your way into downward dog. Walking out the feet, getting the blood to flow through that right leg. Press both heels down, lift the sit bones up, pressing chest towards thighs. And then walking forwards into a ragdoll fold, holding the opposite elbows and swaying gently from side to side. Slowly bringing it up to standing, reach the arms up, and then bringing the hands into prayer. Let's do that sequence again on the other side, starting off with yogi squat, feet hip distance apart, toes turned out about 45 degrees. Lowering down into your squat, knees following the direction of the toes, triceps or elbows pressing against the inner thighs. Don't worry if the heels aren't down on the mat, just try and keep the chest lifted and the spine nice and straight. Release the arms, sitting the bum down, straightening out the legs again. The left foot over the right leg, bringing the heel close to you, right arm hugs the leg in, and the left arm goes behind you. Inhale, find length in the spine, and as you exhale, twist to look behind. Staying here for a few breaths, remembering to find length on the inhales, and a bit more twist on the exhales. Slowly come back to centre. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of the right thigh, left knee coming out to the side. Inhale to reach the arms up, and exhale to fold over the right leg, maybe holding the foot if you can, but don't worry if you can't. Slowly lifting up. Bending right leg, holding onto the bottom of the foot and then straightening the leg up into the air, keeping the spine straight and tall. Again, if this is too much, choose the option that you went with on the other side. Release the left hand to the back, gazing behind and really opening out the chest. Finding that balance again. Then coming into that twist, left hand holds the foot, right arm reaches back, breathing deeply. Bring the right hand back to the foot, bend the knee and release it down to the mat, giving it a little shake off. Bend the right leg, sending the foot to the right. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Left hand goes behind, right arm swoops up and back as we lift into that variation of wild thing. Lifting really high with the hips and looking back if you can. Sending the hips down as we transition into pigeon pose. Left leg stays bent, right leg straightens out, sending it behind you so that the hips are nice and square to the floor again. Finding the angle with the left knee so that we feel a nice stretch and no pain in the knee. You might find that it's different on one side than the other. Walk the hands towards the body and look up. And then walk them forwards, lowering all the way down, bringing the forehead onto the mat and reaching the arms away. Feel free to rest the forehead on a block or make 2 fists to lighten this pose. Deep breaths. Walk the hands back towards the body, lifting the chest up. Option to stay here, or bend into your right leg and use your right hand to see if you can bring your heel towards your glute for this lovely quad and hip flexor stretch. Release the foot, plant the hands and make your way into downward dog. Walking out the feet, getting the blood to flow. Press both heels down, lift the sit bones up, pressing chest towards thighs. Coming into a high plank, shoulders above wrist, shifting forwards onto toes and then slowly lowering down, keeping the elbows in. Hold when the elbows reach a 90-degree angle. And then down, well done. Untuck toes and take 3 cobras. Inhale, lift chest up. Exhale to come back down. Take 2 more with your own breath, using your back muscles more than your arms. Keeping your elbows into your body and never straightening your arms in cobra. Exhale, slowly lowering all the way down. Take hold of your left foot with your left hand. Now you can hold it from the outside or the inside of the foot. Inside gives more intense stretch. Right arm and right leg are reaching away. Think about pressing the foot into the hand. Inhale and lift up for this half locust, half bow pose. Holding for a few breaths, so it's natural to rock a little bit back and forwards. If you're not rocking, you're probably not breathing. Squeeze to lift higher. Exhale, come down. Switching to the other side. So taking hold of your right foot with your right hand, and you can hold from the outside or inside again. Remember to press the right foot into the right hand. Inhale as we lift up. Left arm and left leg reaching away. Holding for a few breaths, engaging throughout. Keep breathing. Squeeze to lift higher. Exhale, come down. Moving into full bow. Taking hold of both feet, and then as you inhale, really press the feet into the hands as you lift up. Staying for a few breaths. It's normal for the breath to shallow a bit, but if you can't breathe, you've gone a bit too far. Exhale, release. Coming into a wide-legged child's pose, sending the knees out to the edges of the mat, big toes touching. Set the bum to the heels, let the forehead come down onto the mat and reach the arms away. Close your eyes. Notice how you are feeling right now. Center yourself again. Feel a deep release in the hips and the lower back. Lifting it up, bringing the knees together and bring the chest up for hero pose, clasping the hands behind, squeeze the shoulder blades and look up to the sky. You can stay here or on an inhale, lift the chest, exhale to dive the chest towards thighs, forehead to the mat and the arms reaching up. Again, you can stay here or coming into rabbit pose, simply rolling onto the crown of the head, lifting the hips up and rounding the spine up. The arms don't change, they simply lift higher. If you're experiencing any pain in the neck, bring the hands onto the mat to take as much weight as you need to off your head. Release down to child's and let the arms just rest next to your legs. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to sink down, making it a really passive pose. Lift up into tabletop, see if you can bring your right foot all the way to the outside of your right hand. If it doesn't land there first time, you can wiggle it or use your hand to help. Sliding the left leg back a bit, trying to keep the hips nice and low. Lizard pose. If this is enough, stay here, or you can try bending your elbows, maybe lowering the forearms to the mat or to a block to intensify the stretch. Try not to force anything. If there's pain or pinching, ease off. Stretching more into the outer hip, I want you to toe heel your foot to the right a few inches, let the knee drop out, rolling to the outer edge of the foot. You can stay here if this is enough, or use your right hand to press the knee open a little bit more. Now try bending your left knee and reaching for the foot with your right hand, working into the quads and hip flexor. If you can't reach, just skip this one or try using a strap. Press the foot into the hand, sinking the hip so it sort of feels like a back bend, opening up the chest. Remember to be gentle with yourself. If it becomes too much, take it back to that first lizard. Release the foot, bring the hands back down and toe heel the foot back. Lift the back knee off the ground, come onto fingertips, strong legs looking forwards. We're going to flow through this and pyramid pose with our breath 3 times. Look at the screen for a quick demonstration. If it becomes too difficult, you can change to low lunge and half Hanuman, where the back knee is down. Take an inhale here, then as you exhale, straighten out the front leg as much as possible, hips go back, toes point up, nose towards knee. Inhale, coming back into that low lunge, bending the front knee, dropping the hips and looking forwards. Exhale into pyramid. Inhale into that low lunge. Last time, see if you can go even a millimetre deeper. Inhale into the low lunge, and then power up the legs, raise the arms up for high lunge. Looking forwards or up, yogi's choice. Shoulders are relaxed and maybe a little bend in your back knee if needed. Inhale, exhale, plant the hands down, come into a plank, shifting forwards on toes and chaturanga all the way down to your belly. Inhale, chest lifts up for cobra. Exhale, sit back into child's pose. Close your eyes, deepen your breath and reconnect before moving on to the other side. Lifting into tabletop and then placing your left foot all the way to the outside of your left hand. Again, if it doesn't get there, wiggle it forwards or use your hand to help, sliding the right leg back a bit. You can stay here if this is enough, or try bending your elbows like we did before, maybe lowering the forearms onto the mat or a block if you've got one. Lizard pose. It's completely normal to feel more open on one side than the other. Think about sinking your hips down. Toe heel your foot over to the left a few inches, let the knee drop out, rolling to the outer edge of the foot. Again, stay here if this is enough, or use your left hand to press the knee open a bit more, stretching into the outer hip. Try bending your right knee, holding onto your foot with your left hand, working into the quads and hip flexor. If you can't reach, again skip this one, or you can try using a strap. Open out the chest, pressing the foot into the hands, sink in the hips. Remember to be gentle with yourself. If you're feeling any pain, then just ease off. Release the foot, bring the hand back down and toe heel the foot back. Lift the back knee off the ground, come onto fingertips with strong legs and look forwards. Flowing through lunge and pyramid with our breath 3 times. Take an inhale here, then as you exhale, straighten out the front leg as much as possible, hips go back, toes point up, nose towards knee. Inhale, coming back into that low lunge, bending the front knee, dropping the hips and looking forwards. Exhale into pyramid. Inhale into that low lunge. Last time, see if you can go even a millimetre deeper. Inhale into the low lunge, and then power up the legs, raise the arms up for high lunge. Looking forwards or up, yogi's choice. Shoulders are relaxed and maybe a little bend in your back knee if needed. Inhale, exhale, plant the hands down. Come into plank, shift forwards on toes and chaturanga down, maybe holding halfway. Inhale for upward dog or cobra, looking up. Exhale into downward dog and stay here for 2 nice deep breaths. Drop down into tabletop, come onto your back for reclined butterfly, the same one we did at the start of the class. Bringing soles of the feet together, letting knees drop out to the sides, and cactus the arms so they're reaching up with a bend in the elbows, letting everything relax, and just seeing how we feel now when compared to this pose at the start of the class. Have we let go of anything? And do we feel lighter? Just a couple of poses before Shavasana. Let's try fish pose. Bring the arms down to your sides and then slide them underneath your bum, palms facing down. Start to lift your chest up as you bring your elbows towards each other, squeezing the shoulder blades and letting the crown of the head place down on the mat. If it's hovering slightly, that's okay. Your arms are supporting all your weight. Stay here for a few more breaths, or if you want to challenge your core strength, straighten out your legs, point your toes, fire up your core and slowly lift the legs up to about 45 degrees. This is causing a pull on your lower back, then it's probably a little bit too much, so stick with fish. If you're still with me, take one more breath. Beautiful. Take the legs down if they're up, move the elbows away as you lower your chest, coming out. Bring the knees onto the chest and give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug, for a nice counter pose. And our final resting pose, Shavasana. Make any last fidgets or movements now, and then spread yourselves out, taking up some space, making yourself as comfortable as possible, with the palms facing up and the feet slightly apart. Close your eyes. Relax the muscles around your eyes and your eyebrows. Soften your jaw. Feel the tension releasing throughout your whole body. Inhaling deeply into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. And exhaling chest, ribs, belly. Listening to the sound of your breath. Feel the oxygen as it enters into your nostrils, filling your entire lungs. And feel it as it leaves your body in a different form as carbon dioxide. Feel the tension release in your neck, shoulders, in your arms, in your hips. Relax your glutes, your thighs, your knees, your calf muscles, holding no tension in the feet. Your entire body is becoming so heavy. Complete relaxation. Inhaling, feeling a warm energy filling up your body, re-energizing you. Exhaling and sending any negative energy away. As you breathe here, bring beautiful positive thoughts into your mind. Things that you might be grateful for. Things that make you happy and smile every single day. Bring gratitude to yourself for taking this time, for doing something good for your mind, for your body, and for your health. Thanking yourself for having the patience with your body, knowing that right now you are exactly where you need to be. Come back to the natural rhythm of your breath and slowly waking the body back up. And starting to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Reach the arms up overhead, point the toes, point the fingers, full body stretch. Take a few cleansing breaths. Inhale, exhale with a sigh out the mouth. Inhale. Release with a sigh. Inhale. One more time. Inhale and let everything go. Slowly roll onto your side and then bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Keeping the spine tall, just like at the start. And gently opening your eyes, hands in prayer. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the class. If you liked it, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Maybe check out some of my other videos to keep supporting free yoga and workouts. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.